Yo, what is up, guys? Oscar here with the new video. And in this video is going to be my Washington football team New England Patriots review video from the preseason game yesterday. Um, some takeaways from certain players, what guys need to improve to raise their stock, what players did raise their stock in a big way and just in one game. So let's go ahead and let's get started. Let's talk about this real quick. So one thing that I think that Ron Rivera really needs to think about is, first off, Dustin Hopkins. Getting rid of Dustin Hopkins. My God, he missed two field goal kicks against the New England Patriots. He is picking up where he left off literally from last year. So I think that Ron Rivera needs to consider, extending Dustin Hopkins because Dustin Hopkins in big time moments cannot get the job done. He misses field goals when the pressure's on, when the lights are on him, and he cracks. So I think that Washington needs to look at getting a new kicker. Now I know what you're thinking. There aren't any good kickers out there, but you don't know. You never know. Find someone for the final two games of the preseason to compete against Dustin Hopkins. Ron Rivera, if you love competition, you should have brought someone in to compete with Dustin Hopkins. Maybe someone could have been better than Dustin Hopkins at this point, because he has not been good whatsoever for Washington this over now nearly a year. So some other players, Mac Jones really just I think he got second half reps. He really chewed up the defense. The defense had a hard time making Mac Jones uncomfortable. Now, granted, it was against the second team and third team guys, the edge rushers and all that. Some of the defense were first team players, so I'm not gonna fault for them, but that is a sign for this defense that they gotta figure something out. Darryl Roberts, I think had like a pass breakup that ended up killing the drive. But like I said, this secondary needs to, they gotta find good quality backups. Some positives for Washington yesterday. Antonio Gibson looked fine. The two quarterbacks, Ryan Fitzpatrick and Taylor Heinnicke, they actually played decent. They played okay. They had their ups and their downs, but no, Ryan Fitzpatrick played two series, and that was it. I think Taylor Heinnicke played the rest until the second half, and then Steven Montez, he is not the third string quarterback. I think he's just a placeholder. He played awful. He ended the preseason game yesterday with an interception, pretty indicative on how he ended. How he ends training camp. So, had turnovers. Didn't really play all that well. So, enough about the quarterbacks there. Jarrett Patterson played very well. Had 70 yards combined of total yardage from scrimmage, 10 carries, 40 yards, and I don't remember what the reception numbers were, but I know that he had 30 yards receiving. So, I think Jarrett Patterson. I think that he can make this roster, honestly. I think he can find a way to bump, Payton Barber out. I think, if Ron Rivera has someone, because he loves guys like Antonio Gibson, like J.D. McKissick, and those guys thrived last year. So if Ron Rivera wants more of that, then Jarrett Patterson is your guy. I don't think he is your Payton Barber, trying to fight for that yard. He did show it on some instances where he could fight for that yard, cover it up, and barrel your way down for that first time. We have to wait and see, because he got more praise and admiration for his receiving game and than his rushing game. So he played very well. I think he raised his stock a little bit. The offensive line really okay, whatever. Let me see. There was a forced fumble that was overturned. Chase Young, was back there, got the, forced a strip sack or something like that. And Deron Payne, recovered it. However, I think because they said that the Patriot quarterback was moving forward, they didn't count it. So, it got called back. So it is what it is there. The refs got to get themselves in order, in my opinion, just to see what's a fumble, what's not, penalty, what's not, all that other stuff. So, whatever. Let me see. Some wide receiving. Terry McLaurin had, Terry McLaurin. I'm surprised that Terry McLaurin was given, the start, was given time in this game. I think that I would have thought that he would have at least waited until next week, but I guess, Ron Rivera wants to see what these first team guys look like. So, Terry McLaurin is Terry McLaurin. Logan Thomas had a few big catches. Sammis Reyes is a guy that actually impressed with his, he had some blocks and he had impressive catches. He had one catch that was for I think 21 yards, and he was able to, he's raising up his stock just a tad. I'm leaning more towards him being a practice squad guy, to be honest. But like I said, he has not left the conversation to be one of the top 3 options at tight end. But we'll have to wait and see what happens there. He had an impressive game yesterday, blocking and receiving wise. Logan Thomas, tight end number 1. What do you expect? I don't think that Ricky Seals-Jones had anything impressive. Please correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. But aside from that, those are the guys that stood out to me. In all honesty, in preseason game 1 between the Patriots. This is going to be a brief video. I know that I was supposed to do this yesterday. It's just that I had to run some errands last minute. So I wasn't able to watch as much of the game. So I had to watch as much film as I could. So, alrighty guys, that'll do it for this video. Let me know what you guys think about the Washington football team's first performance. Were there other players that stood out to you that I did not mention? Feel free to write it in the comments down below. It is your time to shine. So until then, guys, keep it real. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.